The worst anime news that could ever happen has just come true. Welcome back, nerds, to the More Than a Cartoon podcast. I am your host today, Dr. Applesauce, joined by my co-host, Kyle. And we pivoted a little bit about what we were going to talk about today. We were going to talk about kind of a follow-up of the new anime season. But a lot of crazy stuff happened today. A lot of information came out today.
In just a few hours, too. Like, we couldn't even process it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's like this information came out this morning. I made a video, and then like 3 or 4 more subsets of this of things came out that are all connected. And people are like, this isn't a big deal. And I'm like, you guys aren't seeing all these other things. It's all connected. And basically,
snowball.
It's a snowball. Yeah. Basically, information came out today, guys, that Netflix and MAPPA have joined together in an agreement for Netflix to get exclusive rights to anime from MAPPA. We don't have we don't exactly know which shows it is. We don't exactly know how many shows it is, but they've made an agreement to specifically make shows for Netflix or make anime for Netflix.
Correct.
And there's a lot more to it that I'm going to dive in piece by piece. But that in and of itself, I wouldn't necessarily be alarmed by just that small thing. I'd be like, okay, that kind of sucks, because we've talked a lot about how it's really not the greatest thing when all these different platforms get exclusive. So you have to watch this anime on this platform. It's not available anywhere else. And then it gets all spread out, and that just kind of sucks. So I wouldn't say that's the end of the world, but it does get a little bit darker from that. Yeah. So the first piece of the puzzle that really makes it a little bit darker is, okay, so one, we have Netflix and MAPPA joining together, right?
Correct.
We know, I've been making content on this all day and wrestling with the right ways to say everything to like not be offensive to anybody.
Oh gosh.
But we all know that Netflix does what Netflix wants to do in regards to their content, right? Netflix has no issues changing the source material. Netflix has no issues race swapping characters that aren't that race. Netflix has no issues gender swapping characters and essentially taking massive creative liberties with the source material of shows to just do whatever they want to do within their shows. Am I wrong?
So the way I see, first off, correct. Yes, I'm going to throw it there. The way I see what you're going at, I see this more of, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going after when Netflix takes the anime adaptations and twist them into live adaptations and how they change things up? Or are you talking about... They've also done it with animes. But just in general, with Netflix titles in general. Okay, yeah.
Just Netflix as a platform in general.
I think the right term to say is they're trying to appease a global standard.
Yes. And so they're trying to appease a global / westernized standard, right? And
mainly Western, yes.
Yes. Again, that in and of itself, I wouldn't find alarming. I'd be like, all right, whatever. Maybe these MAPPA shows, maybe weird things will happen. Maybe not, because we got Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and that was amazing. But these things weren't like crazy exclusivity agreements for a bunch of the MAPPA shows that have been on Netflix. But so that keep that in mind, right? That's just like that little, okay, that's not the greatest thing that Netflix does this. It does do this. And additionally, Netflix has a really bad track record of canceling shows after the first season that are like incredibly successful. Like shows that people loved, and it's just, oh, it got canceled. We're not going to do this anymore. Like, what? Why? So that's there too. But here's where it starts to, guys, listen up, guys. This is where it starts to get a little spooky, okay? And we're going to dive even deeper than this. I got a lot, okay?
I got my snorkel. Let's go.
This is where it starts to get spooky, okay? We have this agreement between Netflix and MAPPA. As a part of this agreement, as a part of the press coming out from this, the president of MAPPA, his name's Manabu Otsuka, MAPPA's president, said this is in regards to this whole entire situation. The strengthened partnership reflects our long-held vision of MAPPA as a self-reliant studio on both creative and business fronts. Japanese animation studios should lead with global perspective. From planning and development to international reach. When the head of a Japanese anime studio, not any Japanese anime studio, one of arguably maybe the most popular animation studio, says
For
that
good or bad reasons.
but just they're doing
Popular.
doing great
They're
stuff,
popular.
right?
Yeah.
When that person says Japanese animation should lead with a global perspective,
Mm-hmm.
that should scare the crap out of anybody that's an anime fan.
Mm-hmm.
Because a global perspective is not what made anime popular. A
True.
global perspective is not what everybody has fallen in love with anime. Anime is stylized around Japanese culture and the things that Japanese culture are interested in. Yes, there's lots of Western influence because Japanese people are very interested in a lot of things that pertain to the West. But anime is always made with the Japanese audience in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And if it starts to shift to making shows with a global audience in mind, that's taking the core of what anime is and changing it, for one, and it's opening up to a wide host of just bullcrap content to appease specific groups of people, regardless of who they are or in any time. Not trying to get any type of socio-political thing, but regardless of the time, you could have people that want things a certain way in any walk of life, right? And I don't think anime should start to kowtow to viewers the way a lot of Western media has for many, many years.
Okay.
Anime makes Japanese animators and Japanese mangakas make the stories that they want to tell, and they're not influenced by outside sources. And if anime starts to be made with a global audience in mind, they will very much be influenced by outside sources. That's the first piece of the puzzle. It goes beyond that, but that's the first piece that's really alarming. I know there's a lot right there. That's 10 minutes of just breaking that down. What are your thoughts on that? Clearly, I haven't thought about this at all today.
Oh, no, not at all. There is a lot to unpack, but there are certain points that you've already brought out that I completely agree with. I'm just pulling it out there. I completely agree with. Now, I want to go before we say a lot of this stuff. This is not completely confirmed exactly what we're saying.
Right.
There's been talks on. Now, what we have talked about is that MAPPA and Netflix joining together.
That's
not
confirmed.
a merger. It's more of a partnership. That is confirmed. Now, anything else I say about that, this is mainly going to be speculation of what I think could happen.
Right.
But before I say that, I want to kind of give you a warning, Will, and to the listeners also. I am honestly, the more I think about, I think I'm about 50-50 on this decision. For and against.
I think I'm in agreement with you. I'm like, okay, the decision in and of itself isn't necessarily bad. It's the possibility of things that could happen.
Right.
And things that have happened in the past with other IPs and other shows, looking at, how Netflix has operated with things in the past. It's the possibility, and combined with what the president of MAPPA said, kind of opens up the like, okay, this is a possibility that this could happen. If it doesn't, awesome. That's great.
So let me unpack one of the reasons why I do think this is good. And honestly, what the first thing that came to mind and actually brought a smile to my face when I heard this partnership, I was thinking of Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll's monopoly over anime, they were getting too high and mighty. I knew something was going to happen. And honestly, this is amazing to me. This is a great thing because this shows Crunchyroll you're not in control. Now, is Crunchyroll the best thing for anime? Me, personally, I'm 50-50 because what they do, they're doing the same thing when it comes to Netflix and also with MAPPA. They're trying to do more of a global standard. Not more of controlling, but they're just trying to get outreach, trying to get more people to watch it. Now, there's certain things that I think with Crunchyroll and Netflix that are starting to align very much because Netflix has realized anime is very popular. Netflix realizes that more than 50% of their viewers watch anime. Netflix realizes that people are willing to pay for their anime. What are they losing? Subscribers. What is happened to Crunchyroll? And I think people just blinked their eyes and like, oh, not a big deal. When Crunchyroll took away their free ads. You get to watch Crunchyroll for free, but you have ads. Now it's only paid for. But another thing they do also that I think is amazing, great. You can share. So you can get a bunch, like 4 of your buddies, all split the plan, all have your own Crunchyroll accounts. I think that's great. Instead of, messing with other people's watch list, I think that's great. But
Or
with great
logging
power
in
comes
and Netflix telling you, yeah, is this your account?
another password, and you have to do or add on charges for that.
Yeah.
Where I thought it was good because I feel like Crunchyroll was starting to overstep their boundaries. I think what they were trying to do was trying to get too involved in the producing side of anime, having their say, which again, that's the same thing Netflix
That's
and MAPPA was going to
exactly
do.
what Netflix is doing.
Exactly.
The
That's what
same
I'm saying.
thing.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm 50-50 on this. I just didn't like how Crunchyroll just, it was like an ego almost. Like, something that it just seemed like no one was going to put them in their place. This may or may not.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking though, is that I think Crunchyroll, making an example of them with MAPPA and Netflix joining, I think that's good. I think that MAPPA is a insane powerhouse when it comes to animation. It is a sought after anime because what do?
Mm-hmm.
They go after the big names, the animes that probably people are like, you know what, that's too much for me anime, or that's probably, something that is a little too risky for our studio. Potentially. This is what I'm saying, this speculation right here. I think though, what happened is this all stems from when MAPPA left Wit Studio. Originally, people don't know this, but Wit Studio, the people who have founded MAPPA were a part of Wit Studio. They left, created their own. MAPPA started taking on all these big names, all these risky animes, and it paid out for them. MAPPA has been from day one, keep this in mind, from the whole episode we talk right here, MAPPA from day one has said they want to be the #1 animation studio. By what means whatsoever, speculation I'm assuming here, they'll do it. Now, good or bad, how they get the job done, that's for you to decide. I think them siding with Netflix, I think two-sided, and I want to hear your opinion on this, Will. But I think one, maybe because they saw the potential with Netflix, and maybe this is something that's risky, and MAPPA's not afraid of risk. That's the plus side. Or maybe they're taking this, showing the power, and trying to leverage with another one because they have Chainsaw Resident arc, in their back corner. How successful that was. Maybe they're trying to leverage that for potential, or maybe they are running away from other people who approached them were pushing them away. What I think ultimately though, I think is option A, where Netflix mainly sought them out, and they both like, hey, we both can benefit each other. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm assuming. I'm hoping it's not the option B, where other companies kind of maybe drove them to this, that they were demanding too much, weren't letting them have freedom or something like that. Maybe they just deals weren't aligning. We've had a lot of problems with, IPs, licensing, animes, producing, quality, all this stuff that's been happening recently. And we've been seeing a lot of censorship. Maybe Netflix was the less of two evils. I hope it's not that. But
I don't know. I think Netflix is going to be the platform that's going to want the most censorship of any other platform.
I thought so too. That's exactly what I thought so too.
I think Netflix will be the platform that requests or demands the most censorship. I think it's likely a huge payday. I think it's a massive payday. Netflix dwarfs MAPPA as far as like size of business and influence. And so I think it's a huge payday for MAPPA. And I think the president's basically like, screw Japanese culture, man. We're going to do whatever they want because we just, do you know how much money they just paid us? Oh, they want to, who knows? Speculative, right? Behind closed doors. Oh, you're going to have to change this and maybe change this. And hey, let's make some more anime that caters to this crowd. And let's put some themes in these shows that, or, maybe the manga doesn't say that, but as you're animating it and as we do the dubs, we can kind of, fudge and finagle a little bit here and there.
And that's fine as long as the check's big enough. I mean, that's all they care about, it seems like right now.
That's what I think it is. That's what I think is going to happen. I think, and that's why I think the president of MAPPA said what he said about keeping a global audience in mind. Because here's the interesting thing. The director of Evangelion, and he's also the director of Sword Art Online, and he's the president of Kodakawa. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he just recently said the exact opposite. Anime
he said
should
this
not
for
be
the past
made.
couple of months.
Yes. He's been saying anime should not be made with a global audience in mind. Anime should be made with a Japanese audience in mind. So it's just,
wasn't there like a bill, or there was like I think it was like a national thing that came out with Japan stating that they weren't going to allow other countries' influence to dictate how anime is made and produced.
I don't know if there was a bill or anything. It might have just been official statements, because there was a bunch of,
I saw, there
was a bunch of really influential people like the Evangelion director and the president of Kodakawa saying that it's basically saying that.
Yeah.
So it's
And then
just,
you
it's
have this.
interesting. It's interesting to me that just weeks ago, so many highly influential people in the anime industry were saying that. And then now we have this where the president of MAPPA is saying, oh, well, anime should be made. We should lead by making anime with a global audience, because we know that for a long, like often it happens more than people realize. Anime adaptations of the manga are changed sometimes. There are changes made. One Punch Man season 3, there was a lot of glaring changes, right? But there's a lot of changes that happen when you take from the manga to the anime. You know, like, and again, this isn't saying this is going to happen. This is saying that there is window, opportunity, and a road for it to happen, for things to change, and that likely wouldn't be the best thing. So that's what I think. I think it's a massive payday for MAPPA, and they're just like, yeah, we'll do whatever Netflix wants. Because here's this was going to be my last point, but I want to actually bring it up right now because I think it makes sense.
Okay.
Fantastic point. Anime of the year 2023, I think. Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Oh, I knew you were.
Blew everybody away.
Yep.
Blew everybody away.
This goes into my next point, so I'm glad you said this. Thank you.
Nobody expected Cyberpunk Edgerunners, that was supposed to be a promotion for the game, to just hit as hard as it did, and it was phenomenal. It's one of boom, obviously, right?
Quick tangent. Can I actually? How do you feel about the whole Demon Slayer not getting versus K-pop Demon Hunters or wherever the awards that happened?
It doesn't matter to me.
I don't care. I knew Demon Slayer was going to win, and why people are upset about this. I'm sorry.
K-pop Demon Hunters was better than Demon Slayer. And I like Demon Slayer, but I just think K-pop Demon Hunters was overall more
for a U.S. standpoint,
and it appealed to a larger audience, right?
And you can't go anywhere without seeing it. Yeah.
So, and then the fact that it had the original soundtrack, we'll get off onto a tangent. But
sorry.
Cyberpunk Edgerunners winning Anime of the Year, coming out of nowhere, surprising so many people, beautifully done. People may forget Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a Netflix exclusive. Exclusive
and
to
a
Netflix.
Very risky anime to have, like very risky.
And it was done by Studio Trigger. Studio Trigger did a phenomenal job.
Great job.
Here's something a lot of people don't know. A unnamed Western company told Trigger, "Hey, you got to remove that lolly from your anime before we'll air it."
What lolly are you talking about, Will?
It's talking about Rebecca, by the way.
What?
In my opinion, I never looked at Rebecca as a lolly. I never thought she was a lolly. Like,
I think that's
weird, right? But anyways, this is what happened. So
I can see where they're coming from, but I didn't see that. Yeah.
This unknown Western company told Trigger, you need to remove this lolly from the anime or cover her up or something, change her. And Trigger was basically like, get bent.
Oh, that was the problem from Cyberpunk Trigger. Yeah, cover her up. That was the problem.
That was the problem. But basically, Trigger was like, no, we're not doing that. And then it got released, and Rebecca's one of the most popular characters from the show.
Yes.
Great, right? But here's what's interesting. This unnamed Western company, whoever it was, Trigger was just in an agreement for Netflix to stream this exclusively. It wasn't a big brand deal, a big partnership between Trigger and Netflix, where Netflix has paid Trigger who knows how much amount of money, and they're going to get exclusive rights to 5-10 shows. Who knows? That wasn't what was going on. Right. Netflix didn't have that power over Trigger. Trigger still retained the autonomy of saying what was going to happen or what wasn't going to happen. And then nothing changed. Expect a lot more crap like that to happen between Netflix and MAPPA. A lot more of these requests, because MAPPA won't have as much autonomy to say no when these things are requested. It might not even be Netflix that requested. It could be some other company that's vested in Netflix that's like, hey, we really need we need some representation of
put
this
some clothes on, girl.
Thing.
That's what they're gonna be like
in this show. We need you to lean on them.
Oh,
and
that
MAPPA
too.
might not have the autonomy to say no. So I would expect to see a lot more things like that, a lot more of these weird requests happening to MAPPA, because MAPPA can't just basically be like, stuff it, I'm not changing it, because they're in a much larger agreement with Netflix.
So I don't think we're going to stress this real quick. We're not taking a political route. We're not saying, go woke, you go broke. We're just talking about an anime standpoint right here. I want to say this. It's going to be this is gonna be very hypocritical. And as me as an anime watcher, my opinion will change throughout the years. I guarantee yours has changed throughout the years of what you like and what you prefer, stuff like that.
My opinion is stay true to the source material as close as possible.
That is one thing that has never changed. I think if the manga artist wrote it, you should animate like that. If you're taking on that, you should before you even decide, hey, I'm gonna take on this anime. Before we do any changes, you should decide that before you take on the anime.
Yeah,
like you shouldn't be doing changes after that. Like,
I'll get a little controversial. The mangaka of Gachi Yakuda was under fire because people were saying that the character Tamsi was trans. They're like, oh, Tamsi's trans, and the creator of Gachi Yakuda was like, no, Tamsi's not trans. Like, Tamsi's not a trans character. Tamsi's a guy. And people were like roasting her. How dare you like say that Tamsi's not trans? Okay, she wrote the character. If she says Tamsi's not trans, Tamsi's not trans. If she says, oh yeah, you know what, Tamsi is trans, cool. She wrote the character. Like,
there's been a lot of controversy through Gachi Yakuda, but honestly, great anime. Can't wait for season 2.
Oh yeah.
The hypocritical stuff I want to say real quick is that I am for this so far. As of right now, I'm for the Netflix and MAPPA. All right. Now, again, that's one part I've said like I didn't think I would say. I'm for it being seen on a more global standpoint, not standards standpoint, meaning more eyeballs watching. I want to make that clear. More people are going to be able to see it. I like the potential of having an increased budget, maybe work staff. I like that. There are a lot of cons to what I'm going to be stating after that, but those are my main pros so far that I've listed for Netflix joining MAPPA. Now, the hypocritical part right here that goes against this is that I believe anime should not be censored around anything that the artist has not dictated. That the person who wrote the manga, if they had it as this, you should not censor it. You should leave it as, like we just said, you should stick to the source material 100%. Now, are there room for, and there's a big discussion, debate, talking about anime originals. Because, sometimes maybe the ending might not be how you want it and you need to do anime original. That's up for debate.
Well, we also did say the caveat.
Very hypocritical at the same time saying that.
We did say the caveat one time that, like, if a specific show is really graphic in some way, that it's fine or acceptable or even helpful if there is an option to view it in a censored version, right?
Yes.
Like, say what's an anime that's incredibly graphic that's new and popular.
I mean, you could take, say, you want to talk about Hell's Paradise, or you want to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen, anything that shows a lot of violence. If you want to go with ecchi, you have Chain Soldier. You have currently,
and if there wants to be a version produced that this is the censored version that isn't as gory, and that option,
revealing.
Yes, that option is there, and that's the thing. The option, like not
like
taking away the viewer's option to watch it how they want. Hey, you can watch the original way, or you can watch the censored version that's more, age appropriate.
Anime should be watched the way you want to watch. Like I said, anime should not be censored unless they're like, to make it exactly how I want to say it, make it better. The anime should be made exactly as the manga is, depending on anime original, depending on the manga, how they want it, if they're in it involved. The anime should be made as the manga is written. There can be 2 versions, though. There can be a uncensored version, which I believe there should always be an uncensored version, and there should be a censored version, depending on the age range or what's shown. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Now, here's the thing, though. As long as it is legal. As long as it's legal. That's all I care about when it comes to anime. You should watch anime the way you want, what you want, as long as it's legal. For me, you know what I like to watch? As long as it's legal. Yeah. I know what you like to watch, as long as it's legal. That's all that matters. Anime is for anyone. You can watch whatever you want. I'm not going to judge you. Well, I'm not going to try to judge you on what you watch. It's just, it's more like, even Will. I'm saying, hey, you watch some romance anime. This man's like, nah, I'm good.
We were texting each other about that. Was it today or yesterday? I was like,
I woke up to this morning with it. Yeah. I mean, watch what you want to watch.
He was like, come on, give romance a chance. I was like, no, bro, it looks boring. Like,
yeah. But that's fine. That's fine. You should watch what you want to watch, because guess what? Anime is for everyone.
Yeah.
And like I said, anime has been so beaten up throughout the years and all. We don't need to be bashing each other on what we watch. We don't need to be bashing each other on what we decide to like and all that. Watch what you want to watch. Enjoy what you want to watch. It's anime.
What's
but
crazy?
as long as it's done the right way.
Yeah.
Now, legal, if you're taking the pirate life, we can talk on that. But I'm talking about legal as in a age specifically.
Little small tangent. Interesting talking about like we shouldn't bash each other. Like, so I've started a new series, Confessions of a One Piece hater turned fan, because I've started watching One Piece with my sons. And
was it during Alabaster?
It was during Water 7. So
Water 7, that's what everyone says they like it. Yeah, that's what
got
it was.
to a point at Water 7 and I was like, damn it, this is really good. I want to watch more of it. Like it finally like it started clicking for me, like, okay, this is good. Like I'm seeing the story that's coming to fruition here, and I'm very interested now. But that being said, it took me watching like 150 episodes and just being like, man, it's okay, and there's so much more I want to watch, and then giving up. And then my oldest son being like, Dad, I really want to watch One Piece. I'm like, sure, let's watch it. And then so I start watching it with them. And then we get to, the episodes 250s. And then I'm like, oh crap, I'm hooked. I wouldn't have started watching it again without my sons. And then I started watching it with them, and I realized I'm really enjoying it now.
Have you thought about doing One Piece instead of One Piece?
No, I'll just keep watching it with them because it's fun.
Okay.
But what I'm getting at here is like I never like hated on One Piece. I never like said that it was bad. I never made fun of people that watched it or said that they were bad for watching it.
Right.
I would poke fun at it here and there. I'd poke fun at how long it was, how like it shouldn't take 500 episodes to get good. In my opinion, it shouldn't take 250 episodes for something to get good. And it took me 250 episodes to really, really get into it. It shouldn't take 250 episodes, but it did. Whatever. So anyways, and so it's like, it's funny. You say you don't like a show and people hate you and troll you for not liking it. And then you give it another chance and you realize, you know what? I'm actually enjoying the show now. I was incorrect. I really do like it. And people hate you for liking it. And it's like,
you can't win. No.
What is wrong with people?
Hating me for liking a show, honestly, that's not gonna affect me. But the fact is, hating me because I haven't watched a show or I don't want to watch a show, that's the problem. Because for me, when it comes to our line of work, I can't just sit down and just watch 1,000+ episode anime. It's not because of patience, it's not because of pacing, it's not because of anything. It's literally because I have to watch a lot of anime to be able to talk a lot about an anime. I can't be forced to. I've said if an anime's been on for 30 years, it's got to be good. I've given it grace. The fact is, people are just like, oh, it sounds like a skill issue.
Oh, God.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Is it? I'm sorry, but anime's been made fun of too much and a lot for you to be bashing on it itself too. That's just, no. I like what I like. You like what you like. Let's respect each other. That's it.
Agreed. Yeah. I think it's a big flaw that like, as anime has become more mainstream, it's a big flaw.
And if you want people to watch your anime, if you want people to watch your anime, stop attacking them for what they watch. How about, saying, hey, you haven't watched One Piece? It's a skill issue? No.
That's not going to convince somebody to watch it.
If anything, it's going to deter me even more. I got a passion in my heart now not to watch One Piece because it's a skill issue.
You know what you say? Like, hey, I get it. Okay, so insert any anime. We're going to say One Piece for this one. I get it. You say it's too long. It's a huge commitment. I get it. But like, do you really like really well put together stories? You like it when like a world's built really, you like that when a world's built really well and characters are built really well. That's what this show does. What they put together this phenomenal story and this phenomenal world. It might just take a little while to get there, but it's really good and it's really worth it. That's how you convince somebody to watch the show that you really, really love. Not by telling them you're, brain dead or you're smooth brain because you didn't like One Piece. What is, hey, here, you didn't like One Piece? What a freaking smooth brain moron casual you are. And then now, oh, you're watching One Piece? What a brainwashed smooth brain you are.
Yeah. You can't win, dude. No, it's rough. I don't think anime should be like this. I don't think anime fans should be attacking other anime fans. I think I don't know. I think it's just too stupid just to argue about that. I mean, Will says some of the most outlandish stuff when it comes to certain things, and I can still sit here and love him. That's the thing. And that's where I'm like, why can't people be like that? It doesn't make sense to me because like you like what you like. Again, when it comes to My Hero Academia, for me, like I said, I think it ended The last 2 seasons were terrible. Like we said, we talked in the last episode. You thought they were probably some of their best. For me, agree to disagree. That's fine.
Part of my job is going to conventions and interviewing people and anime fans. You know how many people have told me they absolutely despise My Hero Academia? One of my most favorite anime ever. I love that show, and I'm not afraid to say that I'm a glazer. That's cool. I absolutely love it. For me, it's great, and I think objectively it's a great story, but like all things, not everybody's going to like it. But I hear people say all the time how much they hate it, and my response isn't like, you're a freaking moron. It's like, oh, well, tell me why. Okay. Well, here's my thoughts about this, that, and the other, but hey, we're all allowed our own opinions. Like, that's cool.
That's fine. Yeah,
like,
they can hate it. That's fine.
Yeah.
If they're willing to sit there and tell you why, I'm willing to hear it too. I'm willing to listen. But this is why I want you to listen, Will, going back into MAPPA, because this is the one thing.
Me up for something.
Oh, I'm buttering you up. All right. Because I talked about My Hero Academia, because I'm about to bring down the hammer when it comes to the bad side of MAPPA and Netflix. Because what is the one thing I think I've talked about multiple times with you? What is the one thing I always tell you that I do not like about Netflix and anime? Do you remember that?
That they release everything episodically, one at a time. You can't binge it.
Okay.
Wait, no. They hold it. Hold it so they can release it all at once.
Oh, yes, that buttering was worth the wait.
So instead of releasing episode 1 and then next week is episode 2, they'll just wait 12 weeks and then put it all out at once. Yes, that's super annoying. Oh. Either release it all at once on the release day or release it week by week.
Netflix jail. Everyone has heard of it. Everyone knows it. It is the most annoying thing because for me, I am a big binger. When an anime comes out, I used to. I said, I've changed. All right, I've seen the light, guys. I've changed. I'm a new man. When it comes to this, I like binging an anime that has all out. Even if it was just releasing, I would wait till it all came out so I could binge it all at once. I've changed now.
Yeah.
I enjoy actually when it's releasing weekly to weekly versus all at once. Now, binging a show every once in a while is good. It gets my little kicks, gets my little fix for the week. But I prefer watching it week by week because it gives me something to talk about. It gives me something to look forward to.
I get
experience with everybody. Exactly. Old school. I get experience with everybody.
Back when we didn't have streaming and your favorite show came on Thursday at 7:30 and you watched it and the next episode didn't come on until next Thursday at 7:30. What did you do all week? You thought about it. You thought, man, why did this happen? Maybe
you would plan your schedule around, like, I'm going to get my homework done around this time and I'll eat dinner, do all this stuff, and then boom.
You're thinking on it. You're ruminating on it. You're theorizing on it that whole week until the next episode comes out. So there's a lot of value in being able to binge something and really just get it all at once.
Enjoy it, yeah.
But there's a lot of value in, like, man, this last episode of freaking whatever show you're watching. So let's just, for example, this last episode of playing death games to put food on the table. They're still in the middle of this second game that they're in, and here's how things ended. Is that character dead? Is she not? Like, what's going to happen? Why are things happening the way that they are? And like, I'll be thinking about that all week until the next episode comes out, right? That you don't get that specific experience of really spending that time digesting the story. If you binge it. I'm not saying binging is bad. Binging is fun. But also, like, when something's new, having the ability to do it that way is cool. And I've also realized when you watch something week by week, so I've realized this with My Hero Academia. When you watch, so like specifically season 7, when you watch it week by week, so it comes out next week, then you watch it. And then when I went back and watched it again and binged through season 7, I was like, oh, you pick up on things differently when you're able to watch it like that. It's a different experience.
I'll give you an example where I experienced that situation of, watching an episode and you just couldn't wait for the next episode. Gachiakata, I'm pretty sure the episode was episode 13. It was the Amma episode. And then it just hits you. You want to know what happened to Amma. What happened to Amma? I thought they did a great job of making you like wait to find out what happened to Amma. I thought that was great. But that right there, it made me anticipate the next episode. I was waiting. I was counting down the days. The episode was like, I was almost at the point where I had to go look at the manga just to figure out, because I was like, I was itching.
Yeah.
But Netflix has been very well known not to do that. They like to hold animes. Example, Fragrant Flowers, Blooms of Dignity. I've talked a lot on how much I hated how Netflix handled it. I had talked a lot about how much I hated the dub. I said, it's not because the dub voice acting was terrible. I thought the casting of who should be who was not done correctly.
That's not on Netflix, though, to be fair.
No, that's not on Netflix. That's me stating that. That's just the two things. Because where I'm getting at on this is that I believe that's the reason why Fragrant Flowers isn't seen as good of a romance anime as I believe it is. Because when the first episode came out, you could go nowhere on your phone. Everyone was talking about it. Nowhere you went, you couldn't see Fragrant Flowers, or at least a clip or something like that. Because they released episode 1 on Netflix, and then Ghost.
Yeah.
You didn't get it till episode 12 came out, and they got the rest of them, and then the dub came out.
They've done that so many times, and it's like
so bad. All the hype was gone, and then the dub comes out, and then it just sank it. For me, for some reason, and this is what we can get on the global standard, for some reason, the sub specifically, the way they do and the way they talk makes more sense in the sub version, in the Japanese version, than it does in the dub.
Oh, sure.
So it might not be as seen for you who watch the dub. It's like, okay, it's a dub, it's a romance anime. What's so important about it? If you watch the sub and you understand how they talk, how they act, it makes sense. That's why I think it's one of the best out there. But I'm worried about Netflix doing that with all animes when it comes to MAPPA now. Because they've been working for MAPPA for a while.
Yeah.
If you go on Netflix right now, you type in MAPPA, there's a section of all the animes that they've worked together.
Yeah. That would be really annoying. Imagine they get their hands on something that's like the next Jujutsu Kaisen, and they're like, here's episode 1. It's like, we're going to hold it until...
While it's releasing everywhere else.
But, so they did that with Fragrant Flower, but then they didn't do that with The Summer Hikaru Died. Like, The Summer Hikaru Died came out every week. They didn't do
Did they do that weekly, though?
Yeah, Summer Hikaru Died came out once a week, weekly.
How was that handled?
It was once every week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, do you think it was well received, or do you think...
Yeah,
it was okay.
I mean, it's an obscure story, so it's not like your typical rom-com or shonen that's going to appeal to a lot of people. I mean, it's yaoi,
it's a BL.
Yeah, it's yaoi horror, like right. So it takes like a
very niche group.
Which I'm all for the supernatural stuff. I could care less if it's yaoi or not. Like the story is great. It's captivating. It's interesting. Like the love story, like it's
the
cool.
hand in the chest just got it for me, bro.
Dude, I was watching that. I was like. This is weird.
It makes me want to curl.
I can watch it. I was watching this and I was like, this is really freaking weird. I'm going to be honest with you.
No. Listen, again, the BL yaoi stuff, fine. You can have it. Like I've watched animes that have that, but just think about it right now. It just makes the hand and I can't. Or we got to skip. I can't talk about it.
It's strange that anime they put out, because that was a really highly anticipated one. They put out week by week, and then the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, they didn't. They held it. What? Like, I'm confused. So,
they did episode 1, and I think they waited till episode 12 to release it. Now, I don't know if that's actually factual, but I think that's what it's all. Here's the thing, though. The most popular show on Netflix would be
Solo Love. No.
Wow, Will.
That's Crunchyroll.
Okay, on Netflix. It just ended recently.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Oh, Will, Stranger Things. Okay.
Oh, Stranger Things. Okay. I didn't realize we weren't talking about animation.
Yes. No. So Stranger Things.
I'm almost on season 5. Okay.
I'm not going to do any spoilers and all that too. Just the fact that it sucks. Here's the thing.
You're entitled to your opinion. Your opinion's wrong, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Will, you poor, beautiful, naive man. Listen, I want you to remember that. And then once you finish the last, was it season 7 or whatever?
I'll be mad or not.
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna get a text message from Will. Y'all, I'm letting you know right now. Everyone here, I'm gonna get a text message from Will, and he's. I can already tell you what to say. I can't say it on this because it's not gonna be appropriate. I know what he's gonna say. Just be warned. I'm telling you right now. Here's the thing. The last season, the way they released it was they would do a couple episodes and then pause, couple episodes, pause, and then I think one final episode and then ended it.
They did that on season 4 too. They did like half, and then a final 2-hour last episode of season 4. Yeah,
handled pretty okay. I mean, they crash the sites, which that's going to happen with anything that's that popular. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's just how the show was ending is probably my frustration. I didn't really care for the chunks of episodes that could have been how they wanted to release it. The people who actually own Stranger Things, how they want to release it, they probably just stay on that. That's fine. Now, the fact that you said Summer Hikaru Died, said that they did weekly and it was handled well, gives me a little more hope. Might actually dial me back a little bit down because That's the probably out of all the number one I'm worried about with Netflix. Number two, I'm very worried about Netflix, and you've already mentioned it, my beautiful Will. You said that Netflix has been known to drop animes. Netflix expects results. That's all they care about, results. So if you have an anime that flops, what's going to happen? The thing is, and I don't know if this is like a safe thing to say, but I'm going to say this. This is why we need pirate sites, because a lot of IPs are being gone. Ways that you want to watch animes that are just gone, they're vanished. You can't find them. They're on illegal sites.
But
I hate saying that. I don't want to say that, but
if Netflix
say these shows are
good,
good.
exclusive to a show that MAPPA is producing, and then they drop it, there's not the episodes don't exist for it to be on a pirate site.
Potential. Well, come on, Will. Come on.
No, like if it doesn't, it would another production company would have to pick it up. So for future episodes to be available.
So with an anime that comes to mind, Recreators, right? You can't find it anywhere that I know of, anywhere on any streaming platform. The only way you can watch it, which is a great anime, reverse isekai, great animation. It is only on pirate sites. And so that right there, the only thing that's keeping that anime alive is pirate sites. And I hate saying that because, even for me, running the 7 Seas, all that stuff, that's fine. I'm for streaming sites. I'm for all this stuff. But if Netflix drops, because a lot of animes, or not even a lot of animes, sorry, excuse me, a lot of shows that I enjoyed from Netflix that I feel like they should have got a season 2, they just drop them immediately just because as soon as they don't get instant gratification.
I can't.
Now, me and Will have talked about distant gratification.
Yeah.
They need instant gratification.
Not even anime, just shows in general. I can't tell you how many shows my wife and I have watched that like got an initial 8-12 episodes for season 1 that were like, this was freaking great.
Yes.
Like, this was great television, and you never get a season 2.
One show that I thought it's still, me and my wife talk about all the time because it's immaculate. I want to say it's like 1884 or something. I cannot remember. It is a show that Netflix did about people on this boat, and they have different point of views of these stories. But yes, everyone on this boat speaks a different language. In that episode, you hear the way they talk in different languages. I thought that was great. I thought it was awesome how they did it. And the way it ends has a crazy twist. One of the craziest, and like not anime, sorry, I keep on always talk about anime. Craziest shows I've ever seen that Netflix has produced. And we're like, I cannot wait for the second season. Nope.
Yeah. And it's just dead. Well, then even like, because Netflix is so trigger happy to do that, right?
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Scared.
Netflix is very trigger happy to do that. That makes pirate sites makes it even more dangerous for those types of anime that are going to Netflix. Because if Netflix is like, hey, when this anime comes out, by week halfway through, we need to be at X amount of views in order to greenlight a season 2, or we're going to cancel it and say let's just say an arbitrary number is they want to be at 500 million views for a show, and they hit 400 million views, and they're like, we're canceling it, even though they had the exclusive rights to that anime, but that anime was viewed 200 million times on pirate sites. You see what I mean?
That's the bad side with pirate sites, and that could affect it. That is a great
pirate
point.
Sites with exclusivity, with a streaming platform that's as trigger happy, just because to Netflix, it's nothing more.
That's a great point.
It's all
a fantastic point.
Yeah, it's all just pieces on a board. There's no emotional connection to any of it. It's all just performance. Did this perform well? Nope. Out. Next one up. And so that's
was like the number one pirate site. We're not going to mention it, but the number one pirate site, didn't it like outperform monthly visitors than all the streaming sites combined?
I thought so.
I mean,
yeah.
So that could have Will.
It could have
a little bit worried now.
Yeah,
that's a huge effect.
Yeah, and now
it's crazy.
I've never really been worried with that with any other streaming platform, except Netflix. And Netflix hasn't really gotten too many exclusives that were a big deal, but partnering with one of the best studios and getting an untold amount of exclusives, who knows? What if the next, okay, I'm going to throw something out there that I think is going to be the next like huge anime, but it's not going to MAPPA, so this isn't going to happen, but we're just going to theorize for a minute, okay? Because they've already said that it's not going to MAPPA. Kagurabachi, right?
Oh yeah, I say Kagurabachi. Yes,
Kagurabachi. So I think Kagurabachi is going to be amazing. Let's just hypothetically say it went to MAPPA, okay? Kagurabachi goes to MAPPA. Hypothetically, this isn't what happening, but let's say MAPPA does Kagurabachi. Kagurabachi, let's say, happens to be one of the anime that's a part of this deal that Netflix is going to have exclusive. So what is going to be incredibly hyped, very well maybe the next Jujutsu Kaisen level show, goes to MAPPA, theoretically, it goes to Netflix, and it's going to Netflix, and it's all produced. They release episode 1, and then somehow the rest of the show gets leaked before episode 2 comes out, and then nobody watches it on Netflix, doesn't hit the numbers, Netflix cancels the show, we don't get a season 2. That could happen, not with Kagurabachi, but that scenario could happen. It could happen with another show.
It could. It really could.
And that would suck.
Here's another thing I want you to think about. Netflix is very, very bad at title announcements.
Oh, yeah.
Very
so
rare
bad at it.
do you hear about them announcing an anime. You're like, what? You have to find out from everyone else.
You hear about
the
only way I've ever found out is when I'm going through and looking at what new anime is coming out. I really want to watch this anime. Where is it? Oh, I can only watch it on Netflix. It's not like Netflix advertises it to you. Like with the amount of freaking advertising Netflix is doing, like you would think that they would, or even like I'll concede and do this. Even only because, you know, they curate what they show you based upon what you're watching. The people that are logged into their Netflix accounts watching a lot of anime show them ads.
Which has been seen to be over 50% of their viewers.
Yeah. Show ads like, so what I've noticed before, I've never noticed it with any anime, but I've noticed it with like new shows and movies that are coming out. You know, when you're scrolling on Netflix and you'll be like, oh, this looks cool, I want to click on it and watch it. Well, there'll be times where like I'll see something and it'll play the trailer and I'm like, oh, this is dope, let's watch it. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't come out for another month. That was just that was like there to hype me up.
In the news section. Yeah, I thought that was a great thing they have.
They should do that with their exclusive shows. Why
they might? I've never seen anime on it.
Just curate it to the people that are watching anime regularly. Like, don't show it to the people that only log in to watch freaking, I don't know, Game of Thrones and whatever, you know, Real Housewives of the bullshit county. I don't know. Like, whatever.
Whoa, hold up. I feel attacked. I feel very attacked.
I'm gonna tell you. You watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Hell yes.
Okay. I knew you did.
First
my
off,
wife would love you. You and my wife would be great friends. She loves that television.
Yes.
I watch. Yes. So she'll watch it, and I'll catch an episode.
You don't like it?
So she was watching it, and like I'm doing something, and I watched a couple minutes of it, and I was like, "These women are horrible."
Hold on. Quick question: is she Team Taylor or Team? Oh gosh, what's her name?
Likes
what
Taylor.
Is it? Okay, good. Because Whitney can't stand her.
She likes Taylor because we were just talking about it the other day. I was like, all those women are ugly. I was like, they're
just
ugly on the inside,
just so y'all know,
on the outside. And she was like, well, Taylor's pretty. I was like, okay, whatever.
I'm married to a beautiful wife, but I think I geek out a little more in that stuff. There's so many shows, Selling Sunset, Selling OC, freaking what is it, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, stuff like that. I'm in it, baby. I'm in for the drama. If it's tea, it better be piping hot. I'm ready for it.
I love drama. Like Big Brother. Ooh, I love me some Big Brother. Love that show.
I feel like I would like it because of how much I like drama, stuff like that.
Bro, So I watched. We're getting off on a tangent. I watched my first.
We never do this
full season from start to finish of Big Brother this last season. I'd caught bits and pieces over the years, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna find this and watch the whole thing. I loved it.
Really?
Now I have a very interesting perspective. Okay. In Big Brother, you're sequestered in this house with 16 people for a long amount of time. There's a lot of challenges that come with that. What did I do for a whole year? I traveled around the world with the same small group of people and lived with them in foreign countries for a year. So I can relate to a little bit of that. So I was going to do it this year, but I'm going to wait. My wife was like, no, you have to wait until Betty, our daughter that's going to be born. You have to wait until she's a year old. I'm going to start applying for Big Brother because they always have an older dad character. I have a lot of experience in that type of an environment. And I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be really cool. Really? So I'm going to start applying. She was like, you can't apply because what if you get accepted? I'm like, I'm not going to get accepted the first year. She's like, you never know. You could be, they could see you're like this anime content creator. They're like, oh, he would be a cool dark horse to put in. And then you get in like, so I'm going to start applying to Big Brother.
That's crazy how
next
our
year.
wives are pushing for us and that stuff. Because like when it comes to like Netflix, my wife has been like, you know, if Netflix or any of these TV shows reach out to you just saying to be on this, I'm like, I mean, I would probably do, but I'm like, I don't see them reaching out to me. I don't know if my reach is that big, but you never know because, like I said, I texted Will. I'm super geeked up about this, but the fastest man in the world,
Cool.
has seen me.
So cool.
Has seen me. Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
First off, likes anime potentially. Love that.
Yeah, he's done anime moves before, hasn't he? I'm pretty sure he's done like moves that like allude to anime before.
The amount of famous people that actually enjoy anime, that just shows you right there that anime is for everyone.
Yeah.
But also, again, trying to bring this back to Netflix is that since you have a huge demographic, the fact that I could see Netflix trying to censor all of this, again, that's what everyone fears, because it says specifically that they want to do merchandise, but also they want to have a say in the production of working side by side on these animes. That has me worried.
That's
very
my
much.
biggest issue is, why do you need to have a say in the production? Why? Why not just work with titles that you know are going to be great and let the people that produce,
I think from a legal standpoint, that's smart, but I don't know.
It just makes me think of meddling. It just makes me think they want to meddle.
Very. They do.
What I was getting at is with the advertising thing, like they could do those types of ads to the people that like, because they can see these algorithms, these users watch anime. Let's start, hey, so we've got this exclusive lineup. They're coming out. Let's start making sure that we feed them the trailer when they're logged in looking through stuff so they see it every once in a while. But they just don't do that. And it's really weird. One other like minor point about Netflix to kind of close everything up. So let's review, okay?
Okay.
Because I will say I do agree with you. This isn't necessarily like doom and gloom, like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. But this is opening a door to like things could happen that aren't great, right? And honestly, like say this could happen and then this like could make studios not want to work with MAPPA, and MAPPA could be the only ones that are willing to like change things. I don't know. But in review, Netflix and MAPPA are working together in a big collaboration partnership. Netflix is going to get an unreleased amount of exclusives from MAPPA that will likely be good sought after shows. Okay. So we have that. The MAPPA president said that anime should, and MAPPA specifically, should lead Japanese animation with a global audience in mind, which is contrary to how anime has been created for the past 4 or 5 decades with a Japanese audience in mind. So there's that. Okay. And then there's also, you have to look at the advertising issues, Netflix canceling shows, as well as like Studio Trigger being asked to change things about Rebecca that didn't do. So that's all, we're looking at all of that, right? We're looking at all that. Here's the last piece of the pie. The future of anime eyes AI localization, as Netflix tells shareholders this week it's going to use AI to improve subtitling. Netflix told shareholders in its 2025 Q4 letter released on January 20th, which was yesterday, that it is expanding the use of AI to, quote, support our creative teams and advertisers, end quote. It further confirmed that it's using AI to, quote, improve subtitle localization, making it easier for our titles to reach more viewers around the world, end quote. Here's their actual quotes. We introduced automated workflows for ad concepts and used advanced AI models to streamline campaign planning, significantly speeding up these processes. In content production and promotion, we're using AI to improve subtitle localization, making it easier for our titles to reach more viewers around the world, end quote. So add that in there too. They're also telling shareholders that they're, and I feel like subtitles, AI for subtitles is the start. It's the start. One, it's taking jobs away from people. It takes away cultural nuance from people that actually understand the language. That's why if you're listening to this and you ever watch an anime and you're watching it in sub and they say something and you're like, that doesn't make sense. Like that sounds a little weird. Why would they say it that way?
Okay.
It's probably because the translation's been done by AI and the cultural nuance isn't applied as if it would have been translated by a real person, right?
Mhm.
So I always feel like hey, we're using AI to just do subtitles is like the foot in the door. Like,
Right.
we're going to do subtitles with AI. And then like a year later, okay, nobody's complaining. Okay. Hey, we're going to use AI to help us like just lay out background images, but then we're going to animate over it by hand. Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Hey, we're going to use AI to help us make these characters move a little bit, but then we're actually going to draw the characters, but we're just going to use AI to assist with some of like the graphics. Like, that's how I always feel like AI is the intro, like just the tip, just for a second, just to see how it feels. And then you get the whole hog.
Oh, we went sexual. I was like, is he trying to sound sexual? We went sexual. All right, I like it. I was wondering. I was like, just the tip. I'm like, okay, just see how it feels. I like it. I think, to my recap on this, I think having as many eyeballs on anime as possible. I love that.
It's always a good thing.
It's like the #1 streaming site out there. So having MAPPA, I think this is a huge win for them. Downside, though, is that, you know, the restrictions that are going to come from this, censorship is going to come from this, I'm not a big fan of. I think they need to tweak some things, make me a little bit happier. But where I see the downside, where I see the biggest thing that could change is that who's going to follow next? Because the pros on this is like that this is an anime studio that's doing very well, that's going to thrive off of this potentially because you have backing. I think other anime studios might follow. Having these Western countries dictate
involved with the production
could be a problem.
Shows.
I don't have, and this is the last thing I'll say on this. I do not have a problem with you making the anime the way you want. I think Japanese anime does best when it's suit for Japanese culture. If you're having a Japanese anime, you probably should have some Japanese stuff in it. You know, you're gonna have the way they do with the entering, leaving, and home, the way they do honorifics, the way you know doing the whole elders, age when it comes to food, when it comes to just like even freaking cherry blossoms.
Yeah,
all that stuff is very dictated around that. Korean anime, also known as manhwa, should be dictated around Korean audiences.
And the ones that we have been getting anime adaptations, you can tell the Korean cultural influences in them.
When it comes to Chinese anime, geared around Chinese culture, I don't have a problem. If you want to make an anime that is supposed to be a global standard, that's fine. If your main objective for the anime that was written in the manga was for a global standard, I'm fine with that.
Right.
I'm fine with that. I have no problem with anime going global as long as the manga was written for a global standard. The manga or anime is geared towards a certain culture. It should stay that way. Oh, but Western culture's like this, or because, you know, Korean culture's not like this. No. Write it how it is. Because, I mean, for me, Avatar: Last Airbender, we've done the list. We've talked about them all the times. If you look at it, they had influence from Japanese culture.
Yeah.
But Avatar does appear to be more of a Western influence.
Yeah.
So-called anime.
Inspired by
Japanese
culture. And
there's nothing wrong with the inspiration, but where it was geared, where it was influenced to be around, of like, meaning like, this is geared for American kids. This is geared for Japanese kids. This is geared for Japanese men. This is for whoever. Focus on that. Have your focus group. Have your your target audience. And stick to that.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone else influence that.
Here's a really good example. Is one thing that I really love about anime. Two huge differences between anime and cartoons that are like cartoons that are made for a global or westernized audience, right? With anime, I really love how anime does even anime that's geared towards children, like Naruto, One Piece, it's geared towards a younger audience. They don't explicitly shove adult themes in your face, but they're not afraid to explore real life things like death, like, you know, imprisonment, like slavery, like bad things happening to people. And these are shows that like are acceptable for young children to watch.
Anime's brainwashing our kids. No.
Another thing is like you look at a lot of dads in popular anime, like dads in popular.
Where are they? Where
they're
are
often
they?
they're often either missing, something's happened to them, they're dead, they're
Or
gone,
working.
they've abandoned their kids, or they're there and they're badass. They're there and they're really good for some reason. You look at a lot of Western cartoons and the dads that are really popular, let's just look
Idiots.
Rick and Morty, Family Guy, American Dad, The Simpsons. The dads
They're
are freaking
soft
morons.
and idiots, dude.
The dads
Oh,
are
gosh.
idiots, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's how that style of show is. I don't want to see themes like that pervade anime. You know what I mean? Because that's not anime.
Soft dads.
I don't. That's not anime. That is a different type of production. That is a TV show that's made for a different audience, and the audience that type of show is made for loves it, and those shows are very successful for that. But that's not what anime is.
Anime was successful because it geared its audience for Japanese culture, Japanese target audience. I don't want my anime to have some soy boy dad if it comes to that. If we're saying, you know, it's going to be like American, because
some fat,
here's the thing.
overweight dad that eats donuts and drinks beer all the time. No, I want my anime dad to be freaking Goku that's jacking people up, impregnating his wife, and doesn't even know what kissing is. That's who I want my anime dad
Exactly. And saying dirty fannies all the time. Here's the thing.
Nobody wants to see your dirty fanny.
I want my anime to be whatever it is that I want to watch. Because anime is an escapism.
Yeah.
It is something you're able to escape. Why is Isekai so good? It's escapism. Anime is geared and focused for whoever. The thing is, you find it. Don't let other people dictate how you should watch it. Don't let other people dictate what you need to be seeing and what needs to be said and what needs to be done. So we're not being woke. We're not doing any of this stuff. We are just saying anime originally was popular because of who it was gearing us towards an audience for. Korean anime is popular because who it geared its target audience for. Look at all our shows, how they are. They're popular. They're probably popular in other countries because of who they geared it towards.
Yep.
So anime should stick that way. Hopefully Netflix does that.
Yeah.
Will it happen?
I hope so. I'm going to hope for the best, but expect the worst, but hope.
Like I said,
hope
it'll be
things will
50-50.
Yeah.
I think a lot of good will come from this. And I think a lot of bad. And I think people are going to be mostly focused on the bad. I hope people don't, because you see how the anime community is, and it is a tough sell for the anime community, because when you do something bad, that's all they focus on. I mean, again, you have JC Staff. What are they known for? You know, I mean, come on, they've done great animes, and I can guarantee you
and
they're going to do great
they're
animes.
putting out new anime that's solid. It's like,
and you have Will stating a couple episodes ago, like how, like, I'm pissed because the trailer was better than all of One Punch Man combined. I mean, like,
the singular teaser trailer for Tomon's B-side was better than all of season 3 of One Punch Man.
So I hope people don't fixate on certain things. I know we sometimes get very minute on the details, and I look, we hyper analyze something. I think so. I think it's just because we care. There's nothing wrong with caring. You can do that. I just don't. There's two sides. Just open your perspective. I think it's the best thing you do. Just make sure you have different perspective. But time will tell, man.
Yep.
Time
I'm going to hope for the
will
best, and we'll just do it. I'll hope for the best, but I look at all the evidence and see where things are pointing, and we'll just see what happens. Right.
I'll throw this out. We were, I guess, the biggest haters before it even came out of One Punch Man season 3. We were correct. We didn't flaunt it into your face. We didn't say anything like that stuff.
And we weren't happy that we were correct either. Like,
no, we didn't want to be correct. We just said, we looked at the evidence. We didn't just say, right, oh, it's going to be bad, it's going to be terrible. We weren't just doing this because I cannot stand this. I'm going to do this last one point. I cannot stand the way that mainly TikTok, but social media, anime content creators have begun, because it's just rage bait content. Freaking Sins to Be a Hero. See, episode 2 came out. Oh, it's delayed. No, this anime fell off. It's delayed. And it comes out. Oh, this anime is the best thing ever. Yeah. Shut up. All right. Here's the thing. We said one thing about One Punch Man, and then after that, we were just bashing on how terrible was each episode or something like that here and there. Or not. We said it was going to be terrible, and that's what we left it as is. We went off evidence. Please go off the evidence. Like, I don't know how I said that. Please go off the evidence and just
the evidence.
Come to your own conclusion. I guess I need to go get some more dip in my lip and some. I don't know what happened, man. It's too late. I guess we should be ending the episode.
Hey, you need to go watch more King of the Hill, because apparently that's anime too, right?
I get technically. Well, if we're going off of Will's standard point, no. I think anime.
If those kids could read, they would be really offended.
if it was, if it has a manga, if it was, if it has a manga, if it has arcs, and I originally was saying if it was made in Japan, that would be considered an anime, a Japanese anime. But I think if it has a manga and it has arcs, I consider it an anime.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'd love to hear what you guys think. Let us know. What do you think about Netflix and MAPPA working together? Could it be good? Could it be bad? I don't know. Let us know if wherever you're consuming this content gives you the opportunity to comment. Let us know. And we're seeing lots of growth. We're really excited how things are going. We were supposed to get monetized on YouTube. We hit our monetization threshold. So just a little for those of y'all that are here at the end that like y'all are the real thing, right? The monetization threshold on YouTube, as long as I've been on YouTube, which is 8 years, has been 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time. We hit that. Sweet. Kyle goes to apply for it, and it's not, I mean, once we get a monetized, we'll probably make like $2 a video, right? But it's just, it's the first step, right? He goes to apply for it, and he's like, this is weird. It's not letting me do it. I'm like, okay. So I log in earlier today, and I look, and it's like, oh, wait, what happened to 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours? Now it's saying we need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I've never seen or heard of that in my entire career on YouTube. So whatever.
It is what it is. It just makes me sad because that money was supposed to go to
1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Whatever.
Yeah.
All that to say, we're growing and we're super excited. And we're glad that y'all are here for the journey. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I need to talk to your wife more about the reality TV shows because that's got me excited now.
There's some trash out there, bro.
No,
there's some trash TV shows out there.
I'm super excited about the whole YouTube stuff. I'm not going to dwell on that. I know we'll get there. I appreciate everyone's support and all that. It's just that money. The reason I'm upset because that money was supposed to go to our editor, someone who's like I said. We hired an editor. We have someone who's gonna be taking over this stuff so we can actually put out more stuff. Yeah, and it just makes me upset. It's like I want to be able to help people out, and it's just
now it just has to come out of our own pockets, which
it's fun. Yeah, I'm totally fine with doing it because, it is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, y'all. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. If you hate Netflix and MAPPA, rage in the comments, okay? I don't care.
Oh, wow.
If you think this is going to be the best thing ever, rage against the people that are raging against Netflix and MAPPA. If you think Avatar The Last Airbender is a real anime, just don't listen to our stuff anymore and don't comment. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I'm just kidding.
That goes after everything we just said. Hey, don't argue with people, and now you're saying argue. What are you doing, Will?
No. Argue, but don't hate each other. There is a way to argue without hating each other. That being said, peace out.